Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Tour operator gunned down while transporting tourists in Negril. A tour operator was shot and killed by gunmen while transporting two tourists in Negril, Westmoreland on Monday night. The deceased is 53-year-old Baron Gray of West End in Negril. The police report that about 11:10 p.m., Gray was transporting two male tourists in a Toyota Vaxi bus along the West End Main Road when two men traveling on a motorcycle rode up beside the vehicle. The men then pulled handguns and opened fire, hitting Gray multiple times. He lost control of the vehicle, which crashed into a wall. The gunmen subsequently fled the scene. The police were summoned, and upon arrival, Gray, who was discovered suffering from multiple gunshot wounds, was rushed to the Savannah Lamar Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The tourists who were being transported by Gray were not hurt in the shooting. Several houses destroyed by fire along Tex Lane in Central Kingston. Police rule out arson. Head of the Kingston Central Police Superintendent Beresford Williams says so far there is no indication that yesterday's morning fire on Tex Lane in downtown was caused by arsonists. The fire, which occurred about 3 a.m., is the second such incident to take place recently. Last week, at least 30 people, including children, were left homeless after fire gutted their homes. Residents are reportedly blaming the fires on arsonists, but the police have not confirmed this claim. Superintendent Williams told reporters that based on preliminary investigations, yesterday's morning fire was not caused by criminals. He noted, however, that a more intensive probe is being conducted to confirm preliminary findings.
There is no suggestion that that fire was caused by the work of arsonists. From our early investigations, there are no signs of battle bombing or deliberate or malicious cause for the fire. To be very prudent, though, we have hope more investigation to look at all the possibilities. But in speaking to the occupants, we are not picking up that there was any such thing as any battle bombing. Well, we are concerned that the disaster is becoming too frequent. But then when you look at the infrastructure in this space, it is not really not very surprising. The one that was impacted this morning was pretty old and dilapidated, and so any incident of fire there would quickly engulf a building such as this one. Unfortunately, 4 persons who were occupants of that building were impacted. Thankfully, no one was hurt. Mr. Mackenzie, and he was there with the Honorable Prime Minister last week in the space, and I know that sort of undertaking has been given for a holistic look at the space. Secondly, I know in recent weeks that the private sector organization of Jamaica launched what is known as Project Star, which is a social intervention program which is expected to impact several violent communities across Jamaica. Included in that is the Rose Garden space and Parade Gardens in Kingston Central, and we are assured that those 2 communities will be the first communities that the intervention will take place. We're hoping through that some of these restructuring and so social intervention that we want will take place.
Road deaths surpassed 300 after crash in Hanover claimed 2 lives. Jamaica has again missed the mark to keep annual road fatalities below 300. This as the country recorded 302 road fatalities so far this year. The deaths of a 26-year-old male and a 51-year-old female in Hanover on August 16 and a 26-year-old male in Holland St. Elizabeth on Sunday are the latest to be added to the tally. The crash along Trail Main Road in Hanover yesterday morning occurred at around 12:40. Reports are that 2 Mitsubishi motor cars were traveling in opposite directions along the roadway. Upon reaching a section of the roadway, the Mitsubishi Lancer station wagon reportedly veered onto the other side of the road and into the path of a Mitsubishi sedan motor car, resulting in a collision. The driver of the Mitsubishi sedan and a female passenger reportedly died on the spot, while the driver of the station wagon and 2 other passengers of that vehicle were taken to hospital for treatment. Speaking with reporters, Vice Chairman of the National Road Safety Council, Dr. Lucien Jones, noted that the country is fast approaching 400 road deaths.
With a death early this morning of 2 persons, one age 26 male, another female age 51, both of whom died in a crash in Hanover on the Trial Main Road. We have now passed the 300 mark in terms of road deaths in this country. We are still below 307 for last year, but we are heading towards the 487. The 487 persons who died, precious souls, family members, community members who died last year. We really have to put a stop to this kind of carnage in the country. We have been calling for safe speeds and safe vehicles. It's now time for us to pay attention to safe roads. From reports, some of our roads across Jamaica no longer have clear markings, no longer have cat's eyes that people can see at night. And this poses a tremendous danger to people who are traveling, especially in the wee hours of the morning. It's important for us to have safe roads. We know it costs a lot of money, but there are some white roads on the north coast that really need urgent attention, that are slippery when wet and slippery even when it's not wet. The ACP, Gary Mackenzie, has identified many roads in Jamaica that need markings and signs, and we have approached the NAA for help, and we are waiting on them to help to make a difference.
21-year-old Jamaican feared dead after jumping from bridge in the U.S. The authorities had resumed search for 21-year-old Jamaican Tevon Bulgin, who is feared dead after he and his older brother jumped off a bridge connecting Newton Town and Oak Bluffs in the United States Sunday night. The body of Tevon's brother Tavares was recovered from the waters at about 6:30 Monday morning. Tevon and Tavares were with two friends when they jumped off the bridge. Two members of the group safely got out of the water, but the brothers did not. CBS Boston reported that the authorities were planning to use side-scanning sonar in hopes of recovering the missing man. Two suspects held in connection with supermarket robbery in Hanover. The police are probing whether two men they had arrested are robbers. The men were arrested at a supermarket in Hopewell. Two illegal guns were seized. The police also seized 26 rounds of ammunition and 3 magazines. Reports are two men and another person were seen in the vicinity of the supermarket all day, acting in a suspicious manner. Later in the evening, the police were alerted to the presence of the men. The police were informed that the men may be carrying guns. Acting on the information, the police launched an operation and arrested 2 of the 3 men. The other escaped. The men were found with 2 Glock pistols. Their names are being withheld pending further investigations. Bunting skeptical of government's commitment to fight crime. Opposition spokesman on national security Peter Bunting is questioning Prime Minister Andrew Holness's commitment to forming a consensus on crime fighting in the country. Mr. Bunting, who was addressing a divisional conference in St. Elizabeth, says he's surprised to hear the Prime Minister now calling for a cooperation with the opposition to fight crime. He says when Holness was in opposition, he refused to support key crime and violence reduction strategies proposed by the PNP government.
Is this the same man when we launched the Unite for Change? And we said crime is a whole of society problem and we must come together. Him said him knowing that people elect a government to solve crime. 6 years after being elected, no him look space for consensus. When we said, beg you, keep Unite for Change. It is an important program. It is not only about oppressing the young people, it is about investing in them. Better schools, better housing, better social programs, better garbage collection, better infrastructure. Them say no, them none of that. Them build up the military and send more soldiers in a ballistic vest with M16. Declare state of emergency after state of emergency after state of emergency.
2 St. Anne communities benefit from free Wi-Fi. Brownstown and Windsor communities in St. Anne had the launch of free public Wi-Fi under the Universal Service Fund USF Community Wi-Fi Initiative on Friday, August 12. The secured internet connectivity has a range of 800 feet and can allow up to 200 residents to simultaneously log on with their smartphones or tablet devices. The installation of the community Wi-Fi is part of the USF's mandate to increase Jamaica's access to information and communication tools to facilitate development, as well as increase the use of ICT devices across the country. In his address, USF's Chief Executive Officer Daniel Dawes said Steertown is next in line for community Wi-Fi. Additionally, he indicated that the entity is also prepared to install public access Wi-Fi hotspots that can accommodate up to 500 individuals at any one time in both Brownstown and St. Anne's Bay. This means Brownstown will be getting another hotspot. So you must understand that government is not here because you like government. The government is here to work for the people because people come first and foremost, Dawes said. A resident of Windsor, Hopeton Mackenzie, said the community Wi-Fi is already of great benefit to his son, who freely accesses the reliable and convenient internet service. Before, we didn't have any internet, and I used to put on data plans and stuff like that. Now I really appreciate it. I'm really glad for it, and many people in the community are glad to see in the same way, Mackenzie stated. You have the kids them called up around here, so all of them enjoy it and use it with them tablet and thing, as well as other people, he added. Brownstone resident Carlin Robinson said the installation of the community Wi-Fi will be beneficial to the children in the town, as many households cannot afford the utility. She lauded USF and the government on the initiative that is improving internet access in St. Anne. Well, I have to tell them thank you very much for everything and what they're doing for Brownstone, she noted. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click